Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ken Digest and I'm coming live from our home village in East Africa, Kenya. And I just want to invite you all to the channel for my returning viewers as well as for the new viewers. I'm so grateful for the support. So today in the morning I started my video by just sweeping around the yellow leaves you're seeing on the ground. This tree produces such kind of leaves or flowers, and birds and bees love it, I think because of the nectar. So every morning they usually come. You can hear them singing, while the bees, you can hear them buzz around, because my aunt has a beehive around just next to the compound. So most of the time they come, not many but a few, and they suck the nectar. So as they do, most of the flowers fall, and we are left to just sweep around each and every day. And also because of we are beginning the year, and on our side it's usually very sunny, and with the sun most of the leaves drop, so we are left to clean and maintain the compound, just keeping it clean. And I think most of the flowers are always this way. This is the other side of flowers, but also the good side of it is just it makes the compound looks beautiful, and also it produces scent, especially in the morning and also in the evening. So I think the best part of flowers always override the bad sides of it, because if you look, it sheds a lot of leaf, but on the other side it makes the compound look very neat, beautiful, and also produces a nice scent. So we have a couple of these trees in the compound. I think we have like 5 of them, and I never knew why they were around, but as time goes, and as I grow up, I learn a few things on why my grandparents were really planting them, because we have actually more than 5. So this is the day, just a typical day in a village life of a boy like me. So I just started it cleaning up. Later on I'll be taking you through on how we usually give our calves water, especially when my dad is not around. He's the one who usually gives them water, but if he's not around, or sometimes I usually help him, because when there's too much work, especially this time when people are harvesting and people are drawing or taking out products from the farm. So it's usually better to help out in any places that you can. As I near the end of me completing the sweeping, I want to take you to one of our boreholes. And last year we were really struggling with digging up the borehole. It wasn't producing any water or even holding, so we had to draw some of the soil you're seeing at the front of the screen. And eventually we were successful, because we took like a month or 2 trying to just dig. We brought the first few people dug it, but it wasn't fruitful. So we brought in the second team, who really did a very good job, and after that we started seeing signs of water. And I think we were lucky, because after them digging out the sand or the mud, it started raining, and water started holding, the borehole started holding water. So initially we were using the tank to water our animals, but now since we have water, we started using the borehole again. And because of the sun, I tried to cool myself, washing my face and head, because it was very sunny. Over here, this is the period where we usually have prolonged time in sun, so it's always better to cool yourself, as I'm doing. So I went on and got the calves, and we have just a few of them. One of them by bad luck succumbed. She was sick, I mean, and she left us, so we are only left with like 4 and a couple of sheep. So for them, they're easy to maintain. We usually just keep them inside the compound. In other times we just draw out water in the morning, so water usually is available throughout the day. So whenever they feel like coming to drink water, they usually come. But today, because it was there wasn't any water, I decided to help around and just give them water for the day. So the calves are grazing with the sheep just in the compound. And before I conclude today's video, I just want to talk about the house, because the roof is done. The only thing that is remaining is the windows. And I overheard Miss Fle together with Nasto, because Nasto came over asked just to pick Miss Fle, so they went back to Nyaboanze. So the day that they came, they were discussing actually on camera. I hope that those maybe who haven't watched the video, you can go and check them out at his Nasto and also at Miss Fle. So I overheard them saying that because Nasto lives in Nyaboanze, and you know Nyaboanze, most of the people building are using the sliding windows, just like the sliding doors. And I overheard them saying that that's also an option. But I think the difference, because over here I'm not seeing I've never seen or went to a homestead with sliding windows. People mostly put the normal windows. And I think the difference is because of the culture. People in Nyaboanze, I think because they are close to Tanzania. I've never walked in Tanzania that much, so I can't really tell. But most people in Nyaboanze use the sliding windows plus the doors. And I think one of the reasons that I think maybe the influence is because of Marwa. Marwa has built his house with sliding windows and also sliding door. But over here, I think also the culture is totally different. I've never seen or went to a homestead and found a sliding window. And mostly people over here, mainly build bungalows, the bungalows with rooftops. Only a few, actually one person that has built is our neighbor. he has built a very big house just like Marwa's, and he has placed a rooftop. So he doesn't have a roofing, and he hasn't completed yet his house, so I can't tell whether he'll put the sliding window or the normal ones. But he's the only guy whom I've seen who has built who has not built a bungalow. Most people build very big houses, but they put roofs. So I think that tends to direct people on maybe to use the normal windows. But I think for our parents, because you know the house is theirs, they have a huge say on how the house is in short, they have a say on what they want to be placed, because it's their house, and if you're building, you have to include their ideas. So I just wanna talk about the windows, because these are specific windows. If you go for the sliding, because Naso said the sliding windows are a little bit expensive, because you have to do the framing first. After the framing is then when you buy the window separate with the frame, so it's double work, and it's twice expensive. So if you're putting, I think it's not about the, it can be about also the money, but also it's about elegance. There are some houses, I'm not saying sliding windows are bad, but there are some houses, if you build using sliding windows, cannot bring out the elegance as compared to just the normal windows. So I think also the house, the nature of the house, how the house looks like, also dictate the type of windows you can place. But I think my parents, they have seen them, I think they are old school. They really like, you know, simple things are always they can be better. I'm not saying sliding windows are exaggerated. They are best, especially if you want I've seen some people, for instance, some people build like because this is the front porch, they put once they've placed the door like that, the whole place is left with a gap. That's for some cases. So in that case, if you put a sliding door and also sliding window, it really makes sense, because it's one huge window. But for this one, I think if you put a normal one, because that's what my parents were suggesting, you just put a normal window. I think it's gonna look awesome, because there's always beauty in simplicity, and I think what they are going for will be better for the house. And I think that's the next step, even before plastering. So I hope those, for the guys that are watching, just keep on watching, because there are new and more important steps, because I'm not calling it because over here we learn through videos. We'll get to learn a lot. So once we'll be putting, because my dad usually prefers, I've been hearing him saying that if they're installing the windows and the doors, it's always better for the guys to come, because it will be better that way. You can monitor, so they'll come only with their skills, so and their tools, I mean. So we'll provide the electricity and the material, because you have to weld the ions together. So if they come with their skills and the materials, their skills and the machines, as we give them the materials and the electricity. I don't know whether electricity is like yeah, so we give them those two, so they'll be just working. That's how my dad likes it. They'll be working in the compound. If they like to sleep, just like the guys that were doing the roofing, they were sleeping just in the compound, then waking up the next day, then continuing the work. So I think that's the same idea we are also gonna give the guys that are gonna do the windows. So in case they come, my dad would like them just to stay within the compound, work within the compound,
if you're going to buy steel, we buy, we measure, because first if you want to do anything, or any part of the house, you have to do some measurements. So once they do that, we're gonna have to buy the materials, bring for them, then give them electricity, and just work in the compound such that when the materials remain, we can also use them in future or any other projects that may arise so I think that will be the best idea. I've never counted the number of windows, but I think if I stand here I might count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 windows, 16, 17, around there, plus 2 doors, because those are the most important thing. We won't really do the inner doors. Let me just get in so that I know it's a little bit dark because of the roof, but the inner doors I think will be much later. I think what my parents and also Miss Fle, because Miss Fle has been really supportive financially, so she always I mean, in case the house need to progress, she always try to chip in. Actually she has been chipping in since we started, because we started the building, the house, I think like 6 months ago, approximately 6 months ago. So I know she will have to come so that she can also, if we are beginning the windows, because we have to do the windows and the outer doors first, then later on, that's when we can move into the house, do the plumbing, the electrical work. And also we are having a plan. There's a video I did I think 2 days ago, where I mentioned the guys that were building the road, they're still building the road. So while they were removing the topsoil, because they were extending the road, making the road huge, thereby they had to go to people's farms, extend a little bit. Not really people's farms, but people who planted in road reserve. So for those soil, they were very fertile, they are loamy soil, they can also be used for making bricks. So we talked to one of the trailers, one of the guys that were transporting the soil away from the road. We told him to just put I think he placed like 6 tippers of soil. So in some few days we are gonna be making some bricks. There are some places that need to be built, like this part you're seeing, this one at the front, and also one at the back. Over here there's also one, because this is the kitchen, that place, and also to make the how do we say, the counters, not really the counters, but just I don't know how to call them, but you have to, is it shelves? Not really shelves are those cabinets. So the place where the sink will be, so we have to make more bricks. And also there's because when you're building, there usually gaps, you see up there, there usually gaps that you, after you've done the finishing, you have to further reinstall some bricks so that bats don't get inside the house. So we calculated them and found that we need like 2,000 to 3,000 bricks. So in some few days we are gonna, because the soil is at the farm, because this upper part of the homestead is the residential part, the part after the road on the other side is the farm. So we have some iron sheets that remained. I think they are in this room over here. And also there's not really these ones can't be used. There are some that are in the garage. They are the normal ones, not the colored ones. The colored ones, I think they won't be used, but in some few days we are gonna have, or weeks, but I think we have to mend it we have to make the shade because the iron sheets that are remaining can be able to make a shade. We can't transport the soil is a lot, so we'll have to make a shade next to it, do the bricks, then transport them into the compound so that they can be burnt. We have a place that we can burn them easily and not interfere with anyone, not the cattle. So we'll transport them and burn them. This one that we have over here, they are not we need more of them, so we'll also add these ones. Yeah, so these are the windows. The only bigger windows I think are the one in the dining. There's a bigger one in the dining over there, that window, this window over here, and the ones on the bedrooms. Those are the bigger windows in the house. And in some, not, let me say some, I think they're working on it. So once the measurements have already been taken, we'll just start work immediately. I know Miss Play will come around so that we can also share the experience with you guys. She's been part of the journey, so she'll also continue being part of the journey. She'll come over here while we'll be doing all of the finishing, because I'm mentioning that because after roofing, the next is the windows. Then the other now I can't really talk about, but what I know, we are gonna do the windows next, because if you don't do the windows while they'll be doing the plastering, it will be so hard. If they plaster this part, they'll have to destroy it or demolish this part so that they can put the windows. But if they put the windows now, all other things will be easy. Yeah, so I'm also really waiting. I think I discussed with my dad. I don't know the type of windows he will choose, but I don't really want to influence them that much in terms of what they should do with the house. Only a few things, but not really that much, because also I also want them to get involved so that they can feel they're also part of the project, engage them a lot, and we'll see. So I might dig in more from him, but I think if the work is gonna start, it's gonna start as soon as possible. So for those that have been maybe watching the channel, I'm so appreciative. You guys are really supportive. If you're new, you can subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. I usually upload videos. I think I try as much as possible to upload videos. I think every week, yeah, because also Nasto, when he came, we also had our time to also talk, catch up, because I think the last time I was in Nyabanze was like last year. So he was just telling me on how to move. He was telling me to post as many videos as possible. For me, I was like posting, he told me to post like daily videos. I was posting like today, the next day I rest, the next day I post, the next day I rest, like that. But he told me no, you should be posting as many videos as you can, so that I think that's the best way to move. And I'm also convinced. Though at some point I realized you know, YouTube is so hectic. Most people see it like something maybe easy to do, but it's also like a job. But I think I'm gonna put more effort on it. I'm over here standing and I'm seeing one of our trees as has fallen on an electrical cable, or what am I saying? Because not long ago our electricity went off. Mosh. So I'm talking to my cousin. No, I never knew the reason why electricity went off, but it seems this tree, as it's like it has bent all the way. I don't want to touch it because over here this is the electricity pole. So the electricity is running from up there. So this is the electricity pole. This one. I don't want to touch it. But if you look at there, the tree is bending. If this is the reason, guys, we are not gonna have electricity for today. Omosh, gine mamia stimo laldo. Onya go a shock. Eh? Few so one. So my cousin did electrical engineering in college. That's why I'm asking him. So this thing has made us not to have electricity for today. Wow. And I don't want to touch it. I don't know whether it can electrocute me, because if it can, it's really risky, because we have calves and sheep who usually just graze in the compound. Look, guys, this is the ground. So this tree should be cut. So this is now the disadvantage of planting a lot of trees in the compound. Wow. So my cousin is telling me that the fuse is blown out. So this is another, how do I say, problem. Wow. So I think we'll not deal with it, but I know for sure it can electrocute me. The tree is wet. If I try to catch it, can you guys be able to see the electrical line going all the way to the other side? Because there's also this pole over here. There's this electrical pole. So this is the main thing why we don't have electricity. Wow, that's new. So if you see, I think it's almost down there. Yeah, so let me just show you. The guys are still working on the road. For me, I think the noise from the tractors, all of the things, I think I'm fed up with them, because it has been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. These guys have been just next to our home. You see that things that sounds like a siren each and every day. So our cars are out. Miss Ateta told me not to let them out. Omosh, nini kaingeni uok? Roy ka uok. What is? Roy. Yeni kacha. So these are the guys that are making the road. These guys, I hope they finish. I'm so fed up with them. The noise, I mean. But anyway, I will persevere. Wow. Ini 9, so ini 50.
Inatoaje kuona vile inatoa?
Clear. Hizi tu ni za vlog. Unajua YouTube. Then una post. Acha nirudishe hizi. So usually these calves usually get out, and we don't want them to get out at all, because outside there, if they start grazing out, there usually a lot of ticks, a lot of diseases. Yeah, so the compound is huge enough for them to eat every day and get full. They shouldn't be going out, and I think someone opened the gate, that's why. But yeah, let me close. So as I was saying, the guys were asking me, the camera, they're the ones doing the, I think that's enough. They're the ones doing the road. And you know, if you hold a camera like this and they think maybe I've been sent, but since I'm at home, they are not that worried. But maybe if I say I was at the road with them, they could be worried, because maybe they would have thought I'm from their offices. Yes. So they usually use this truck every day. I think this is the things they use.
Yes, asante sana madam. Asante sana.
So usually when you see such people, such many vehicles following each other, it's usually funerals. And you see the speakers, those are they're gonna use it overnight, because over here in Africa people bury the body, they sleep with the body overnight, then the next day they bury them. So they usually go with a convoy, then come back with the same convoy, then they celebrate like that. So the soil that I was talking about, that we are gonna have to do bricks, not to do, but to make bricks, is this one. I've been coming here, I think I came here last like 2 days ago. So we are gonna be forced to make some shade over here so that we can make some extra. I don't know whether we'll start with the bricks or the windows, or I don't know whether we'll do them once at a time, but with the time we'll know. So I'll be sharing once we start. I'll be sharing as I always do. Yeah, so the guys that are making the road, they are specifically on this road, this stretch to that end. So every day when you wake up in the morning around 8, you hear them, and you know these vehicles usually makes a lot of noise. For me, I'm just hoping that they finish and they go, because they are the people making the foundation for the road. Then later on they'll start pouring in on the tar. That one I think is simpler, but for these guys, for me it's noisy. Every day for like 2 weeks, it's really noisy. Yeah, so I think for the coming few weeks we are gonna have a lot of work, and I'm also gonna learn new things. I've never been in a place where maybe we have people are making window panes, such things. So just like the roofing, just like we learned, or I learned something on roofing, it's the same thing now with the windows, and I hope it goes well. That's my goal, not really goal, but what I want to happen. I want it to go well, smooth, and everything. Yeah, so I'm back, and I don't know what we are gonna do about this electricity thing. It's only at my grandma's place. My grandma is the one having a solar, and only my grandma and 2 of my uncles. 2 of us don't have. 2 of my uncles have solar. 2 of my uncles doesn't have. Yeah, so I think we are gonna use the one for my grandma, because we have to charge our phones, our cameras. We have to be online. We are in the village, so we are gonna try as much as possible also to be online, and also be active on YouTube. So for those that have watched, the rains are coming. It usually behaves like this, like for the most part of the year. It has been just behaving like this. I don't know whether it will rain, but if it rains, it will be better. So Mosh, what the dog? Kotbiro. Kotbiro. What? So I was telling him we have to go and pick our cattle. We have some paddocks just behind our homestead. So sorry, we've fenced them so such that when we place them there, we don't tie them. So that's what where we are going to go. Yeah, and get them. So as per now, he's telling me that he has to cut some branches of trees that are extending on the road. Ida tongo branch. Oh, yanne. Huh? Tongo ma. Hey, Mosh. You know, this is my cousin did knows a lot about electricity. So let's see. Toki di tonge gi kajecha. Mondo chung. Onya go shock do. So he has placed some rubber such that it won't electrocute him. Mosh kikimulgi. Huh? Dong stima dong ring a line mamal. Stimula. Ana wene yeni ya momi ola. Edwa hid. So he's just cutting. Gaston here. Talk what they did work. Cause in had kakot poko chwe. No, the rains are. It's drizzling. So it seems like today it's raining. So let's see. It will be so nice. It has been so shiny for the past since the year began actually. So yeah, let's see how it will go. Yeah, so we are cutting it so that it doesn't electrocute our animals or even us, because it's dangerous. So I usually don't like cutting trees, but in this case we are forced. So guys, that's all for today. For those that have watched, I'm so grateful. And if you haven't subscribed, as I've said, you can support me by subscribing to the channel. And this is our weather for today. It hasn't really rained. It's cloudy, but the weather's been behaving this way. But wherever you are, take care of yourself, take care of your friends, because we are off the festive season. Some of us are back to work. So if you are at work, take care of yourself and your workmates. Let's meet in my next video. Bye bye.